of the general meetings of the company. Now, let us start our session with the very basics of this particular topic of annual general meeting, or what we call it as all the general meetings, including extraordinary general meetings, are categorized in the chapter management and administration. Now, in this management and administration, there are a lot of points which deals with first the register of members, register of debenture holders, annual return, some other critical aspects of administration, followed by the types of meetings, which includes the general meetings of the shareholders, that is annual general meeting and extraordinary general meeting. So let us start our discussion with the basics of the management and administration, that is annual return. Now, every company has to file one thing here I want to clear, that annual accounts, financial statements are a different thing, and filing the annual return is altogether a separate thing. We are not talking about annual financial statements, we are talking about annual return. These two are different aspects. So every company, that means whether you are a public company, whether you are a private company, shall means mandatorily you need to prepare a return, that is annual return, in a format. This format is actually given under form MGT7. So the format of annual return in the Companies Act is MGT7, which contains the the following particulars as at the close of financial year. That means all the details as on 31st March of every year, that is the close of financial year, you need to give these much details to the ROC. Of course, these details are to be filed with by every company to the ROC. Here, one thing is important. This we need to file after the after this, within the 60 days of the conclusion of annual general meeting. The financial statements are normally filed within 30 days from the date of annual general meeting, while the annual return is filed within 60 days of the annual general meeting. What all information you need to give to the ROC every year? Your registered office, the details of your registered office, present, current as on the date of annual general meeting, your activities, your details of your holding companies, subsidiary companies, and associate companies, your shares, that is the equity share and preference shares, what is your issued capital, what is your paid up capital, how many debentures are issued, and other securities, if any, you have issued, and of course the shareholding pattern. This is an important aspect. Here the shareholding pattern is categorically represented, that how many body corporates are your shareholders, what is the promoter group, who are your promoters and their shareholding, who are the mutual funds, banks, insurance companies, other investment bodies. So if you really want to examine the company, who are the shareholders, how many body corporate are its shareholders, you need to look at the annual return of the company as of every year. So you can get the entire details of how many natural persons are there, who is the promoter, who is the promoter group, how many foreign body corporates, how many foreign shareholders are the company's shareholders. You can easily get access of annual return. Of course, this is a form. Of course, the annual return is a free, not free, subject to the inspection fees of rupees 100. You can download the entire financial statements and annual returns from the ministry website of any company in India. The details of your members, the details of your debenture holders, that is the present members and debenture holders, and in the last previous year, that is from the last annual return, from the last AGM till this AGM, what are the changes in the members and the debenture holders? We need to highlight those changes. Who are your promoters, who are the directors, who are the key managerial persons, along with the changes since last AGM till this AGM, who all promoters, directors, KMPs got changed. Meetings of the members or the class thereof, that means how many extraordinary general meetings and that one AGM, when and how many meetings you conducted, or a class thereof. There is a separate concept of class meetings. Say for example, we conducted a meeting of preference shareholders, or say for example, we have n number of preference shareholders, 8% preference shareholders, 10% preference shareholders. These two are different classes. Say, for example, there was a matter for which we called the meeting of only 10% preference shareholders. So that is a class meeting. Class also includes creditors meetings. The class of creditors called a meeting, or you called a meeting only to be attended by the class of creditors. So all the class meetings you need to also identify and you need to highlight in annual report. How many board meetings you have conducted? How many committee meetings? Committees whom? Board committees like audit committee, NRC committee, stakeholders relationship committee, CSR committee. These all committee details along with the attendance sheets you need to file in the annual return. Who are your directors and KMPs and what are its remuneration? Who are the KMPs? The managing director, the whole-time director, the company secretary, the CEO and CFO. These 5 categories are normally known as the KMPs. If any penalty or punishment has been imposed on your company, on any of your directors, any of your officers, and if you have compounded any of the offense in the court, if you have made any compromise or arrangement or settlement with your members or creditors or any party, if you had been facing any appeals of such court cases, you need to highlight the same in the annual report, annual return, sorry. Matters relating to the certification of compliances, you need to take company secretary some compliance certificate, practicing advocate compliance certificate, and you need to highlight or attach those certificates along with annual return. Details of your foreign institutional investors. These are a specific category of investors as classified by SEBI, and such other matters as may be prescribed by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, if any. And signed, what is the signing authority? Who is the signing authority? The each and every annual report, annual return shall be filed by at least one director and the company secretary. Here, 2 directors are not mandatory. 1 director and 1 company secretary are the basic signing authority. If your company is not having the company secretary, say for example, your threshold limit is not up to a certain limit, then you need to have it mandatorily certified by the practicing company secretary. So 1 director and 1 company secretary is mandatory to sign the annual return of the company. So this is section 92, brief of section 92 annual return. Now, coming to our today's topic, that is the general meetings of the company. So the general meetings of the company are basically, first is the annual general meeting and the second is extraordinary general meeting. Apart from it, board meetings are the part of board of directors. We will discuss it in the next class. So 2 types of meetings are there. As the name indicates, annual general meeting is conducted annually. That is, in every year, this one meeting will be, there will be only one meeting, which is annual general meeting. Apart from any annual general meeting, if the shareholders, if the company wants to call a meeting for deciding anything, for discussing anything with the members, then the company may also call the extraordinary general meeting. So in the law, what is the definition of extraordinary general meeting? A general meeting which is conducted between any 2 annual general meetings are known as extraordinary general meetings. So there will be only one general meeting annually, that is AGM. And apart from AGM, you can call as many EGMs as you may like to discuss any matters with the shareholders.